talked about how this D side's been.
All right, what up, everybody? Welcome to the BKI Film Room. We are going to do a game review of our semifinal match from Chicago against AC Dallas. This is ultimately what knocked us out of the tournament. I thought there were a lot of big points and situational mistakes that were made, and so I want to go over those with you guys. I think it's extremely important to recognize the nuances in these game plans and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to jump right into it. This is the very first point.
Important, and having a smart player like Marcelo got to contend with the aggressive Brad McCurley. So it's going to be a Brad McCurley-Marcelo matchup on that D side.
So on your screen, we have a pretty similar breakout. We both go to the snake. We're both short on the Dorito side in those Dorito side cans. So no real advantage for either side off the break.
Arturo. And then looks like actually they're going to send Tyler
and I made a little bit of a mistake.
Into the snake.
They get up to that center 50.
John Jackson takes the walk for AC Dallas. So the first kill, two bodies are walking off for AC Dallas. Not a good start for AC.
We actually get the first two kills.
Yeah, Dynasty went
5 on 3 right now.
Towards the snake side.
We should absolutely dominate this point right here.
Actually, I think
we need to be able to get.
Was it a third body that came off? Or sorry, the second body? Because right now I didn't see that other body come off. I mean, they definitely have
here on your screen really quick, I want to go over this. This is where I made the mistake. I went into this bunker heads up off the break, and I gave up dominance on my mirror. Now, if they were wider than my mirror on the break, it's not as big of an issue to give up dominance. But since we're both even and we're not out to the tape, I absolutely have to gunfight stronger and make sure that I don't allow this guy just to bully me and then get out wide. You'll see that comes into play here in a second.
Alive. They also have a body in the tower, and then Matt Jackson for sure is John. Yeah, John's in the can, so it should be 4 bodies alive. Well,
yeah,
BJ comes off.
So now it's a 5 on 3.
Somebody's in that can. Ryan Hall's still alive. BJ comes walking off right now. And Tyler Harmon's sitting here in the 50. And then I believe that's Brad McCurley in the middle right now.
Yeah, Brad McCurley gets up to that center 50 again, so they funnel 2 bodies through there, which is great because, you know, we shoot the first body out of there and we assume now they're not in the middle, and then he makes a nice secondary move in there, and it's hard to pick that guy up. And you saw right there, John Jackson – sorry, that wasn't John Jackson. It was Ryan Hall. Makes his fill from this tall can, gets out to the corner, and now my life gets extremely difficult.
Backing up Tyler Harmon with Yosh, Rao, and Marcelo in the 2 cans. And Ryan Hall is able to sneak out to that Dorito side corner. So it was John Jackson that walked out. They doubled that Dorito side can on the break. And Ryan Hall now sneaks out to the Dorito side.
I believe it's
nobody on the Dorito side for Dynasty, but Ryan Greenspan's going to catch a ball. Not exactly sure who got him there.
Now it's a 3 on 3. Me, Yosh, and Tyler. Tyler in great field position over here. Brad McCurley on our side of the field, so making it very difficult for me to fill out. I know that he's somewhere up in that center. They're also wide on the Dorito side. I get bounced right here. Checking inside like this, just really trying to figure stuff out. Take a bounce. That was sloppy on my part. I'm really upset with myself for searching for that long. That's unacceptable. If that breaks, this whole point's different.
He's now looking towards the snake side, and Tyler probably doesn't know where he is because he just made it back here. So Tyler moves forward even a little bit, or even gets his barrel.
You can see
on the other side of that.
Yosh in this can. I'm in this back can. And Tyler Harmon's all the way up here. They're over in this big Dorito just wrapping on me, making it really hard for me to make any moves. So here we go, though. That trade opened things up for us. So Brad comes through, gets Tyler. It's now a 2 on 2. But look, Yosh and I are stuck in these 2 cans, and both AC Dallas players are wide. This is a very difficult situation for us. They have the angles. It's hard for us to get out.
Heard somebody yell 2 on 2, so it doesn't count. It's really hard to keep count.
But it is a 2 on 2, so like even body advantage.
Matt Jackson over here in the tall cake.
Yosh is kind of running out of paint. I remember wanting to throw him a pod. I think you'll see that here in a second.
Yosh and Marcelo in the cans. Ryan Hall and Matt Jackson spread out wider.
I was breaking paint early on. It's also part of the reason I allowed my opponent to get some dominance, but still.
And just.
Yeah, like I want to throw Yosh a pod, and look, Yosh tells me, no, we're at a disadvantage. It's the first point. Let's get this point over with. Let's go attack or lose the point and start the next one, which is a pretty decent philosophy, you know. We're not supposed to win this point because they truly have the field advantage. But if we go for it, we might have a chance.
Throw Yosh a pod right there for a second.
So
he's going to load up.
Sure enough.
First point of the match. So
we both go heads up and go on the attack.
Smart, slow.
Right here, I start making the move.
He's got some pain. Marcelo's got a decent amount of pain.
I just say, whatever, I'm going for it.
He gets pretty big bite all the way.
Gonna go as far as I can.
Marcelo's gonna go into D3. He's only looking at 2 bodies.
Nobody's recognizing me yet, so I get all the way up to the 50.
All the way.
And right there, I get picked up cross field. I believe it was Matt Jackson in the little snake corner. So he knows where I'm at. I can no longer make any more moves because he's able to shoot this cut. But I put enough pressure on their Dorito guy, it forces him into a bad move.
To the 50-yard line here on the D side.
Matt Jackson.
And, you know, this is why sometimes just being aggressive works. It forces the other team to feel pressure, and they make a mistake.
Ryan Hall, Yosh Rao fills out to Matt Jackson's mirror.
And so right here, it's important to know I'm playing the tape,
Ryan Hall, he's
right? But I'm also able to see high left side. So, okay, Ryan Hall comes into the tape with me. I now recognize he's right in front of me. I need to try to win this gunfight, put pressure on him, and now you're going to see how I play. Look, so I'm coming across, but
all the way to the 50-yard line. Here comes Ryan Hall, and he's going to match up with Marcelo. So he gets.
So what I was trying to do right there on the tape is play the tape, but also be able to look high inside because I was predicting that he was going to try to block me out and come inside. So you couldn't really see in the film, but I was making sure I was protected. So I had to play the tape really wide and keep shooting at him because if he's were to snap shoot with me, I'm so exposed trying to see the inside of his bunker that he would likely shoot me. So I have to play really wide, pound his bunker, but I was looking at the high left corner of the inside of that red Dorito right there. He came, engaged with me, and I was lucky that I was looking there. I was able to put a ball on him. And so that opened things up. Yosh, at the same time, played amazing off of this. Goes down, bunkers Matt Jackson.
Great shot by Marcelo and a great move by Yosh Rao to win this 2-1-2.
Awesome job by Yosh to play off that.
Semifinal matchup versus AC Dallas.
Yep,
we get that first point.
It's always big, especially when it's rainy and muddy
and,
out here.
You know, that was a big first point. But the rest of the match did not go so well. So let's bear with me here while we find the next point.
Jump up
obviously split deck, so he X Factor. Here we go.
But I think it's his other shoulder, not the one he has already dislocated. So
here we go. 10 seconds. Now, this point I want to talk about really quick. Our game plan was to crash down the snake side. So we were going to go short on the Dorito side with the intention of me being on an island over there and not really making any moves. But the only way this play works is if you do attack the snake side. We're putting 4 bodies on the snake side. So that means we have to turn the field over there because we're at such a disadvantage on the Dorito side. So if we allow them to get far up the snake side and they make it anywhere on the Dorito side, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. And that happens right here. And it just comes from really – I don't think we were all clear on the play, and you could tell in our snake players' body language that we didn't get it. See, we put Tyler in as the 1, Arturo behind him, so going very aggressive over there. Ryan out to the corner. And sure enough, you can see on your screen, I'm all the way over here in this can. Brad McCurley makes it out to this Dorito corner off the break, so my bunker's already getting small from the Dorito corner. He can just wrap and put paint on me.
Get there clean. It's actually a clean break for full.
And you can see here, Tyler is playing to protect himself from them coming around the 50 when that wasn't the game plan. He needs to be getting into that 50. Right now you can see there's no one really stopping him. He needs to get right into that 50 and be wrapping on the AC Dallas players. You can see where the AC Dallas player is playing. He's able to shoot back in on me at the can. And they're really just – he's shooting me right now. There's nowhere for me to live. Get shot pretty soon.
This time where we saw him play a lot of the tournament, majority of the tournament.
And you can see Brad McCurley's just up on his feet, pinching me.
There, Dynasty with their 4-player.
This right here, BJ's gonna get a shot on me. Any second, I'm pretty sure.
They do have the snake side can shooting across to that Dorito side. Dallas did make it out on the Dorito side. They got Brad McCurley in the corner.
Tyler can't make his move now because of the center 50 guy.
In his mirror.
So AC Dallas does a really good job of getting set up to stop our secondary moves. But the whole point of this game plan, we're supposed to do it right away.
Trying to protect this lead. They did risk Tyler, and Tyler's clean.
But you see, we send all these guys snake side, and we're bottled up.
really just
not really able to make anything happen.
San Diego Dynasty, whereas Matt Jackson is moving up on that side, and he's going to take the big bite. And they also have Ryan Hall in the center. So much better cross
and here's where it happens. So now Brad makes his move.
John Jackson
gets out here to the corner, and now I'm really pinched. And this is where I get shot.
Real good position.
This point was longer than I remember.
Yeah, this is what you got to do. You got to get up into the spots and be aggressive. You can't let Dynasty pick and choose their spots like Tampa Bay Damage did when they got picked apart. They tried to hold it, and Dynasty was able to just, make moves slowly, communicate, and move. See Dallas, I think this is the way that you have to play.
So here, I really wanted to fill out, but John Jackson was doing such a good job recognizing their advantage is being wide on that Dorito side, and they know that I'm going to be the first death.
Dallas has had the middle.
So hard to play that can with these guys in both these positions.
45 to go.
And here's where it happens. Matt Jackson goes out here.
Arturo Andrade gets shot out of that tower, and Ryan Greenspan's going to try to get out a little bit wider here. Snake side to the advantage on the field
and there
position
I come.
and on the body.
I didn't realize Arturo got shot right before me. But in any case, now it's 5-on-3.
And Marcelo also losing a gunfight. So this is going to be a really but Brad coming off. Todd, bodies dropping all over the place. Still the advantage to AC.
4-on-3 now.
Explosion here. A couple bodies coming. Jackson quickly moves up into the 50 snake. Ryan Greenspan moves into the wall. Alex Rodriguez also walking off the field right now.
Yes, gunfight city right now, but advantage with two.
So I guess the main thing to discuss about this point was just all 5 guys not understanding the game plan.
And Tyler Harmon.
And that's a very important thing. And that's really all I took away from this is the game plan was to go down the snake side, and we never got into the 50. In fact, the other team, AC Dallas, got into the 50 before us, and they were originally attacking down the Dorito side. So we set our game plan up to go short on the Dorito side and didn't do what we were supposed to by attacking the snake side, and that's just an uneven balance and a major flaw. So can't have that happen. We lose that point. Let's dive into the next point. This Heat and X Factor game is really good too. I watched it last night. It'd be fun to go back and commentate. Maybe I will.
Shot over here.
Oh, sorry, guys. All right, here we go. Point number 3. It's been a long match, as you typically expect with AC Dallas.
All the craziness in the center, the different tactics. Is it fast? Is it slow? Can you execute if you're going to go?
So after that first point, where I felt I had a pretty decent point, I had 2 pretty bad points.
Dallas was able to book the field. Everyone says that's not their specialty.
Like, look at this over here. The AC Dallas player, where my mouse is circling, is so wide out of his bunker. If I was heads up, I'm able to shoot that guy. And that would have been a big kill, but I was supposed to come in, look cross, which I didn't like the entire event. I did not like shooting cross off the break. But yeah, you can see now I'm heads up. We have we go out wide on the Dorito side, so we finally have some penetration over there. And I totally dropped the ball.
As Ryan Hall,
we get the first kill.
Here is now looking towards.
We lose a body. It's 4-on-4.
There wasn't a whole lot of pressure there, so now he's going to come up into the
Yarver's doing a great job of applying pressure
to try and make sure Dynasty doesn't come down that side. Matt Jackson's going to make his fill back behind BJ. BJ mirrored up with Arturo. Matt Jackson
Ryan Hall back up in that center, looking through that cut
in those back cans
on the Dorito side.
Both shooting towards the Dorito side right now.
6:25 now to go.
Barber on your screen. For Dynasty.
And we know that they're in the center, and so that really slows Blake's attack down. And here we go again.
4-on-4.
We have so much opportunity to get into this 50 snake.
Who's going to be the first?
I just don't know why we didn't.
Who's going to lose a gunfight? Who's going to win a gunfight?
We knew that their center guy was looking Dorito away,
but
there was just a lot of hesitation there.
And it would be huge for either
which happens.
Dallas,
I get it.
To win a tournament. Vegas of 17, last time the Dynasty won a big one.
I just got shot right there.
This is the most legendary franchise of all time.
So
they're going to lose Marcelo.
That's no good for me looking inside into these blind bunkers. It's a 4-on-4. This is a very big point. For me to get shot in that situation was I let my team down big time. What probably should have happened is I needed to try to get out of there immediately and get into that corner behind Blake and start helping him get down the field, or kind of go neutralize that center guy. But staying in that can was a mistake, and it cost me. You know, that was a tough bunker to play, especially when the other team's wide. And, yeah, I let our guys down there. So
Dynasty's going to come off.
We'll see.
So
We end up losing this point.
AC Dallas to see if they can take advantage of it, or is Arturo going to come and try to
Arturo gets into the 50 now. Yosh makes a great secondary fill up to the center. I think he does get shot. Well,
actually,
he goes around.
might be seeing a penalty call. We're going to see a minor or a major on Arturo.
Yeah.
It's going to be a minor. That's going to pull off Greenspan.
Okay, so that point was a major cluster. Blake's the last one alive.
And he does get one.
We end up blowing the buzzer on this.
BJ Henningberg trying to find this last body.
1-on-3.
AC Dallas does not know where Blake Garber is. I think they do now.
John Jackson pulled out to the corner. Henningberg is over here alive. And Ryan Greenspan, did he walk off?
And I don't know why we threw the towel there. There's still a lot of time.
Did Yosh get shot? I wasn't sure who got pulled, Ryan or Yosh.
Should just let Blake go and try to win that 1-on-3. He was making moves. He was trying. He was gunfighting. I don't think it hurts you to not blow the buzzer. There's still 5 minutes, and to be just down 1. But
unanswered points right now.
Oh well, it's always easier in hindsight. I promise you that. And as a coach, that's a tough decision to make. So let's get into this 4th point.
Or starting to blow open that D side of the field. That D side of the field. Blown to bits.
And it was tough because, you know, there's a guy
so
in front of him.
Really bad deaths
fully
for
hide
myself.
on the side of that, but
here we go into the 4th point. It's 2-1 now.
On the split screen breakout.
Finally go up the center.
Send BJ to snake off the break. He's asking for a check though, and Dynasty's able to
with
get
the
a
intention of looking snake leg, get the first kill right there. So we have such an advantage right now. It's I believe 5. Yeah. Okay. So we get a kill on the snake side. We're in good position, and now we get a penalty, and that's just that's so tough. If you're a runner on a field where it's hard to get out, when you make it to your spot, you should just ask for a check. It's a good habit to be in, you know, dive into your spot and just say, ref, you know, check me. If you feel anything, if you have any sort of hesitation, ask for that check. So now we lose 2 players.
Blake gets the penalty.
This is a chaotic point, so I'm going to try to go slowly. So we lose Blake. He gets a penalty. We lose another one. I'm not sure who they pull. We had already shot their snake guy. Arturo capitalizes off of it. I'm in this center 50. I came across at the right time, got a little lucky with the spidey senses, and shot Ryan Hall as he was coming around. And while that happened, I didn't see their Dorito guy make that big push, and so he ends up shooting me.
Now, A-Rod, but Margot and Greenspan are still
right
alive.
Here, I look back,
take out Margot in the 50.
And as you can see, I just totally wasn't aware, and that is my fault again. These are 3 big mistakes in a row that you just can't do, especially on Sunday. Because if I could just stay alive right there, maybe I give Arturo a chance to go down that side of the field. So I get shot. It's now a 2-on-3.
No, Brad McCurley's going to shoot Marcelo. And now Ryan Greenspan
behind us.
Be, again, the last player left alive. But
Arturo's
still alive. Arturo's still alive.
And again, just a bad death by myself, you know, and come Sunday, you can't have those. You have to play tighter. So I got that first kill, and I turned around to try to communicate. But when I came back, I should have predicted and assumed that McCurley had made his moves down the field. The only issue is I wasn't so clear. I didn't know that we lost 2 of our guys on the Dorito side. I didn't know about the penalty. I didn't even know we lost Blake. It's hard when you're all the way up in that center at the 50-yard line to get that information. Someone needs to relay that to you, which the team might have been. I just simply didn't hear it. And so I didn't assume that Brad had made a move, and that changes the game. If I can, you know, stay alive in there and slow Brad down, it might give Arturo enough time to go down and even this game up. But instead, now we're down 3-1 with about 4 minutes to go.
Big dog.
So let's try to get into our point here. Here we go. Nice.
Stop getting penalties.
Point
I still
number
do
5.
not like they took that 1 point.
And this was a big point.
Just
we
completely ignored the D
should
side.
have won this
the
one.
farthest guy over on that side of the field was at
Felt
the
like
can.
that was the case the whole
And
match.
didn't make
Should
any
have
of
won
their
these points,
shots.
and we were just giving
Let
it
AC
away.
Dallas take all the ground, then AC Dallas got the momentum. Or This game's not over yet.
We'll go back to
only a 2-point spread.
That play where we want to go heavy down the snake side. Tyler does a good job.
Coming across the field, diving into the
He
snake.
gets all the way
Looks
into
like
the
AC
50.
Dallas loses their first.
Now that's what we wanted, right? Now he's in the 50 brick, and that puts pressure on their snake side. Their snake side, now they can't come and pinch me out, right? So it's okay that we're short on the Dorito side. However, we lose Arturo right behind.
Arturo on thread.
So it's a 4-on-5.
Walking off
Tyler's
the field,
in great
so
field position here.
Matt Jackson
We shoot
up
one
in
of
the
them.
middle of the field.
4-on-4.
BJ going
But
out
we
wide
have the
this
better
time.
field position. Yosh
On
makes
the
a
snake
great
side.
fill to get closer to
That's all
Tyler
game.
and apply
Like to
pressure on
play
their
some
center
paintball
guys. Keep
on
them
sweep
from
this
matching
time.
us in the snake.
Here comes that move in that center, Todd.
Yeah, Matt Jackson.
But we allow Matt Jackson to make this move, which was there all weekend. And it was also why, you don't want to be in that 50 just playing like that. People started doing this. Anytime someone got into the 50 snake, they were jumping over that center thing and going to your side and essentially, bunkering you. In hindsight, we probably should have sent somebody up to this center 50, look where the mouse is, to look through this cut to prevent that move. If we were going to do a strong snake push, right? That would make sense. I think we made a lot of mistakes in our game planning and in our strategy, and we got exposed many times because of it. And, we're talking Dynasty. These players have been around for so long. There's a really high paintball IQ on the team. We have an amazing coach. And we were not very intelligent, and that might go back to our practices. I'm not really sure, but we missed a lot of stuff on this layout. We were winning off of talent and the teamwork that Dynasty has, but fundamentally, we just were not playing this field correctly, in my opinion.
Quickly makes that move, and
so now it's a 3-on-4.
3 bodies.
We're down a body. I know it's a 3-on-4, and so listen to this advice. There's 3:25 on the clock. The score is 3-1. We're down a body. What does that mean? That means that my coach, Rusty Glaze, is in the pit with his finger on the buzzer. He's ready to blow the horn because he wants to reset. We need to have time to score 3 points if we lose this one. So knowing that, I get to play with a little bit of freedom. I need to understand, okay, I got to start trying to do something, making a move.
Trying to find it. Ryan Greenspan runs right into Matt Jackson's gun. He had no idea Matt was there.
Ryan Greenspan and Matt Jackson trade. So it goes from a 4-on-3 to a 2-on-3. Okay. We have 2. Again, it's myself and Yosh. There's 3 of them.
Dallas trying to preserve this lead. 15 left to go. Yeah, time of the essence here.
And
so,
I make my move out to this big Dorito. Yosh is in pretty good position too. And what I was saying about now we have to get this game finished with pretty fast. So you start going on the attack. In my mind, once I got to this big Dorito, I knew there was a sense of urgency. It definitely had to start making moves, but I felt like we had such an advantage because they were now stuck inside that I didn't want to overextend and get picked up because I really believed we were going to win this point. It was just a matter of time.
Rusty's going to be forced to concede that 4th point, which
this is a big point that I want to talk to you guys about, though. So I want to break down what's going on through my mind. So the way this field is set up, if you get out to that Dorito that I'm in, the guy that slows you down was this Dorito side can, the snake side can, or the snake side tower. Now, the snake side tower, I couldn't see. He could see the gap if I wanted to make my move to the next bunker, and I knew that. I recognized that I had dominated the Dorito side can so much, he gave up fighting with me. And so when he gave up fighting with me, I know AC Dallas, I know good pro teams, they communicate. I knew that Ryan Hall was in this tower, and so I figured that, John Jackson had just called for his brother called for Ryan Hall to look the other way and protect the Dorito side, right? So I was hesitant on making a move down the tape.
Down by 2.
But I figured, okay,
not an ideal spot, man.
Now since the AC Dallas player in the Dorito side can had switched his guy.
Lost to this year were the Russians and AC.
The can player switched his snake side player to take over this zone. Okay, so I knew that the can was not going to come and play the tape because then the snake side would not be covered, right? I knew he was going to stay cross. So knowing that the Dorito side can is going to stay across and the snake side tower is going to stay on this Dorito cut, it opens up all this movement through the center. It opens up this whole alley right here. I'm trusting that the Dorito side can isn't going to switch because he had already reorganized the guns and set their defense up. And so I'm trying to pick that apart.
AC Dallas went
we'll see it here in a sec.
In Dallas, and then Dynasty had to make a comeback, got pretty close, but we're unable to.
Here it is. I come in,
necessary points,
and you can see I'm not really worried about the can. I know he's looking cross field. I know this tower is the one that was looking Dorito way. I know that they're in the snake corner. I'm coming right into their side.
And
shoot the snake corner.
Right now, 2.5 on the clock. They're down 2. They're 2 bodies.
Get that kill.
Marcelo are attacking.
Marcelo,
and now I'm also bummed about this.
So now it's a 2-on-2 and
because
he cut to that inside.
Should have been a penalty on AC Dallas, if I'm completely honest. I go to make the move. I wrap, and I shoot Ryan Hall.
Got in 32, and here comes
and
Marcelo.
Look, as he's loading, I shoot him in his loader already. He has a hit on him. And I come in there and give up looking that way and go heads up because I'm gonna shoot the last guy.
Get the shot.
He squeezes a ball off on my pack.
Come down to a one-on-one between.
I was extremely. He knew what he did. But you know, you're gonna ride that line in the pros. What I should have done to make sure that doesn't happen is instead of shooting him and releasing right away, I should have just shot him, came back, made sure he came out, and not even give him the chance. You know, I was just kind of rushing it, and again, that's a mental error. So we're at least 3 pretty big mistakes that I made this match. Because if I shoot him and stay alive, it's now a 2-on-1. We win this point. We're only down 1 with about, minute and a half to go, maybe less, 2 minutes to go. But look, now Yosh is in a 1-on-1, and Yosh wins these all the time. Jackson just made a good move out to the corner. Yosh wasn't really able to find him. Jackson knew where Yosh was able to put a blind shot in on him. So Yosh usually wins those. I was comfortable leaving Yosh in a 1-on-1. It just didn't go our way.
Oh, but it looks like John Jackson picks off.
So now we have 2 minutes to score 3 points.
The towel's thrown in. So John
Possible.
Jackson, who has just become so.
Very possible.
They do have offensive kick.
Here we go. This will end up being the last point of the match. Sorry for the spoiler alert. You guys probably already saw the scores. Really, it was the first point and that point that just now that I really wanted to walk you guys through to kind of go through my thinking in those moves. A lot of it comes from knowing the field, knowing the scenarios, knowing, okay, if someone gets here, who's going to take over that zone? Those bits of information are what allow you to pick apart a game plan and make these moves in a game.
Well, we shall see here. Anything can happen. You never know, but AC Dallas, they are able to play offense and defense, just like you said, Maddie. And they understand the gravity of this situation here. Opportunity to go back to the
straight up the
for
center.
A second time this year. So Marcelo Margot going to come up the middle, attack that Dorito side. Ryan Hall gets shot in the pack.
We shoot 1. So again, 5-on-4. Have such an opportunity. I'm going to go around into their side pretty soon.
Move on. He will be the favorite to win the top gun because both he and X Factor have been spinning lots of their different guys.
Yeah, Arturo just got shot in the goggles.
A-Rod comes up with me.
Having a solid tournament, Arturo has been the first body to go down pretty much every single point here for Dynasty.
4-on-3 now. So again, we're up a body. We should close this out. Blake makes his move out to that Dorito. A-Rod's with me. Ryan gets into the snake, starts putting pressure, but he needs to be playing the tape. There's no point in looking inside from here. He needs to be getting into that 50. And A-Rod was going back and forth, and so I didn't really know which way to look. See, A-Rod was looking – this is just a huge mistake. A-Rod was looking Dorito way. When I went to their side of the field, I was looking snake way from this center 50. A-Rod was looking Dorito way. A-Rod switches. McCurley makes a huge move into that big Dorito, and now I'm stuck in a bad position. Look, AC Dallas is down bodies, and they're attacking, and we're allowing it because we're not playing with discipline. We still need to have the composure. We can win this point, and we let them make all these moves. So now I realize they're really far. I end up trying to jump over this centerpiece. You can see right here I'm sitting on their side of the field, trying to get a kill on one of the Dorito guys. I end up getting worked. Matt Jackson fills out, smokes me.
He's going to try to get the drop on Ryan Greenspan, and he does.
We're just allowing everyone to make moves. And, again, we were down 3 with under 2 minutes to go. We were just trying to push. I get that, but you still have to have the composure.
4 points in 40 seconds. It's impossible. Yeah, so it looks like Dynasty's just going to go ahead and let the time run off.
Very frustrating.
5-1.
Very frustrating indeed. So this one really hurt. This was a match where I felt we beat ourselves. We had an advantage in almost every point. We had opportunity to win almost every point, and we just were not on the same page as a team with our game plans. We gave up high body situations, and you just can't do that against a top team like AC Dallas. I hope you guys were able to learn a few things from this review, or at the very least enjoyed it for some entertainment purposes. This was a match that I look back on, and I feel like I made so many mistakes that I know when I'm in these situations again, obviously the layout's different, but you just have to be smarter and a little more disciplined at times. And it was a good match for me to watch to kind of improve my game and my overall thinking, my mindset going into World Cup. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will be doing plenty more of these as always. All right. Take care.